Now on Coast TV News.
Cold on the coast.
Hopefully they can, get some layers or shelter.
Sussex County shelters you can head to if you're in need. Phones in schools.
Measure to keep the kids focused.
A bill passed through the House limiting student cell phone use during school hours.
Very icy Arctic air is indeed on the way.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Bundling up to stay warm as cold weather blankets Sussex County. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. Our top story tonight is that dangerously cold weather and what it means for the homeless population. Warming centers across Sussex County are open today and will be open tomorrow from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Those include the Adams State Service Center in Georgetown, the Laurel State Service Center in Laurel, and the Shipley State Service Center of Seaford. Coast TV News reporter Drew Bellinger shows us what it's like at one of these shelters when the temperatures start to drop.
Dangerous cold hitting Sussex County, putting the lives of the less fortunate members of our community in jeopardy. Coast TV meteorologists expect temperatures to plummet over the next few days.
Because we don't have many places we can come.
Quentre Carroll frequents the Higher Ground Outreach Incorporated day shelter in Georgetown.
You don't have to worry about that when you come here. Feel safe. It's good to feel safe. You don't feel safe everywhere, especially in Georgetown nowadays.
Higher Ground Outreach Incorporated is a day center in Georgetown that provides clothing, meals, and other health services for the less fortunate.
It's sad.
When cold weather does grip the coast, Director and co-founder of Higher Ground Outreach Incorporated, Luis Hernandez, reminds people not to take what they have for granted.
What do we normally do, right? We go home, hunker down, have extra bag of potato chips or whatever, or pizza or whatever, Uber, and stay home and be safe out of the conditions, where some of these people don't have that opportunity.
Warming centers across Sussex County, like the Adams State Service Center in Georgetown, will be open over the next few days to help people stay warm. The dangerously cold temperatures expected to hit Delaware this weekend pose a legitimate health risk for anybody who doesn't have a place to get inside and get warm.
Hopefully they can, get some layers or shelter.
Wyatt Harness works as an environmental consultant.
Definitely have heard stories of people who, in the cold overnight, something like that, end up passing just because, they can't keep warm enough.
For some community members, being in the cold is an obligation. Some don't always have a choice. In Georgetown, Drew Bellinger, Coast TV News.
This is important for people to know. The warming centers will be closed over the weekend and closed on Monday as it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Code Purple at the Cape and the Community Resource Center in Rehoboth Beach, those will be operating at a normal schedule. Taking a live look outside as we look into Rehoboth Beach, our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams with more about that cold.
Yeah, that cold is in the forefront of the forecast, and that's really our immediate concern. Now, we're at 33 degrees in Ocean City, for example. We're going to drop to 25 degrees as early as 10 o'clock this evening, and we will continue to nosedive from there. It's 29 in Georgetown, as well as Millsboro and in Milton at this present time. It's also 29 degrees in Bridgeville and in Milford. Now, we're about 14 to 16 degrees cooler now than we were just 24 hours ago. And just kind of give you a feeling as the tracking of what we're expecting as early as 2 o'clock in the morning, we're going to drop down to 11 to 12, and this is actually the more warmer view of the possibility of wind chill factor that's going to kick in going into tomorrow, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. In some locations, we're actually going to drop as low as 10 to even 9 degrees. So that dangerous cold and that Arctic air is our first primary concern. And then, Charlie, we're going to be talking about the possibility of snow over the weekend.
Breaking news tonight, emergency restrictions on clam and mussel harvesting in the Indian River Bay are now in place. DENREC issued the temporary closure in response to an ongoing sewage release tied to Millsboro's sewer system. Crab, conch, and finfish harvests, those remain open in the bay, with the Rehoboth Bay not being affected by this. The closures for clams and mussels, it's expected to last at least 3 weeks after the discharge ends in Sussex County. And we will have more on this story on CoastTVNews.com. Phones in schools, that's one of the most recent topics At Legislative Hall, the Delaware House recently approved a bipartisan bill that would limit student cell phone use during school hours. CoastTV News reporter Anna Sophia Roman is live in Milton. Anna Sophia, the bill continues to make its way through the legislative process.
Charlie, Senate Bill 106 will require each school district and charter school to create a policy with input from educators. While districts in the area have already policies in place, the new policy needs to specify when and where students can use their cell phones at school. It should limit phone use during class time and set specific times and places where phones are allowed. Lawmakers say there will be exceptions for emergency situations and medical or educational accommodations. CoastTV News spoke with a parent who supports the idea based on a past experience.
In our school district that we had in Oklahoma, in Jinx, Oklahoma, they banned cell phones in the classroom. So when the students got to the school, the phones were to be off or were not allowed in the school at all. It really gave more attention to the academics. The students were thriving. You saw a little bit less of the social bullying and stuff like that happening at the school and the TikTok, trends happening.
Senate Bill 106 now heads back to the Senate for consideration of House Amendment 2. Live in Milton, Ana Sofia Roman, Coast TV News.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, when should students use phones at school? Let's take a look at the updated results from earlier this evening. 35% of you say lunch only, 6% say between classes, 25% say after school, and 34% say never allowed. So either lunch only or never allowed. Those are right at the top there. If you want to go vote, you can do that. You can also leave a comment at coasttv.com or use the mobile app. We'll show you updated results tonight on Coast TV News at 11. Grants up to $2,000 are available to help local small businesses in Milton. Milton Main Street says the grants are being funded by the Granary at Draper Farm. This is a mixed-use development currently under construction in the town. The grant outfunds equipment, furnishings, storefronts, improvements, or marketing plans. Eligible businesses include those located within the town limits on Route 16, as well as on Mulberry Street, Union Street, Federal Street, Chestnut Street, and Lavinia Street. Franchisees may apply, but they must operate no more than 2 locations. Lisa Falzerano, who owns the Mercantile at Milton, is curious to see how the grant plays out.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I've never really heard anything about it. Anybody before, I don't think they've ever done it when they were developing, so something new.
There is up to $10,000 in grants available, according to the Milton Main Street, and the deadline to apply that is February 1st. Ocean City months away from the busy season, but that's not stopping the police department from finding ways to mitigate electric scooter collisions before it's too late. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zapaya is live in Ocean City. Kevin, the Ocean City Police Department says this is a top issue this year.
Charlie, we are along Coastal Highway, and right beside me is the bus, bike, and scooter lane that is heavily used throughout the summer. Now, according to the Ocean City Police Department, there were more electric scooter collisions in 2025 when compared to 2024. Now, that's something they're going to try and fix before the summer season begins this year. Ocean City may be in its off-season, but soon enough, the beach will be full, the boardwalk filled with shoppers, celebrating big events, and welcoming thousands of vacationers. And with all that comes more cars, bikes, and electric scooters in the area. But that creates some problems. Avid bicyclist Dave Tucker says last summer in 2025, he saw an accident firsthand.
One day me and my wife were on Coastal Highway, and we're just cruising down the road, and it was raining, and I was trying to look out, and I just see the scooter go flying, and the person come flying off the scooter, and it was just wiped right out. And I'm like, oh my God.
According to the Ocean City Police Department, more electric scooters in town led to more collisions. Between the months of January and September 2025, the Ocean City Police Department reported 20 bicycle and e-bike collisions. Now, when it comes to electric scooters, they reported a whopping 49 collisions in town, which is why they plan to resolve the issue before summer comes around.
Like, I have an e-bike that goes like 20 miles an hour. It's only a class 1. And I'll be riding down and I'll see a scooter blow right by me.
So what does the police plan to do to help prevent further collisions next summer? According to the department, they are already working closely with the Ocean City Council on this issue. Police plan to educate J1 students who use scooters on roadway rules and new sidewalk regulations, as well as their plans to add new green painted lanes before the summer, designed to better define and protect travel spaces. Tucker believes these changes will keep the town safe.
It does get kind of reckless out there. They don't stop at red lights or anything like that.
As police prepare for the incoming wave of electric scooters, the effectiveness of these safety measures will be put to the test this summer. According to the Ocean City Police Department, a full crime report comparing 2025 to 2024 is scheduled to be presented to the Ocean City Council on March 2nd. I'm Kevin Zapay, live in Ocean City, CoastTV News.
And we're just getting started this evening in sports. Maryland Eastern Shore women's basketball is using its entire roster to pick up wins in conference play.
And there's some icy air that's on the way, and that's not even including the concern about snow down the road.
But first, Chips for Charity, how students at Sussex Academy came together to support a local family during a time of grief. We'll be back in 60 seconds. The Sussex Academy community came together to support the family of an alum who passed away due to cancer in September 2025. As reporter Elisa Weber shows us, for students, for parents, helping to cover the funeral costs was their way of giving back.
Sussex Academy students coming together to support the family of one of their own. Members of 2 of the school's clubs held a Chips for Charity fundraiser to help cover funeral expenses for the family of 2024 graduate Tanya Garcia Roblero, who tragically passed away in late 2025 from cancer. For Tanya's cousin, it was touching to see students coming together to honor Tanya and support her family.
I'm really happy this is happening so we can still live up her name and keep her name alive, because she loved this school.
During lunchtime, students sold various types of chips and dips. Through their efforts, they were able to raise $2,000 for Tanya's family. For Amy Goodhue, a parent of Sussex Academy students, jumping in to help Tanya's family felt like the right thing to do.
It's every parent's nightmare to go through something like that, and I just wanted to, when something like that happens, I feel like every family needs to just jump in and see how we can help them bond together.
And for Tanya's friends who have so many memories with her here at school, they knew she was looking down with so much joy.
She was the most beautiful soul. She was my best friend, and seeing this happen, it makes me emotional because I wish she was here to see this.
Even in loss, unity and compassion can create something truly unforgettable. For Coastal Connections, I'm Elisa Weber.
So we have Arctic air that's indeed on the way. That's our primary concern. And then we're going to kind of talk a little bit more about the possibility of snow. It's also down the road a bit for us. Ocean view, 30 degrees. We drop down to 25 with clear skies. Here's where the temps are right now. 29 in Long Neck, Milton, Milford, Millsboro, Delmar, Seaford, and Gumboro. And we're going to continue to get colder. It's the cold that's the forefront of the forecast. We're 14 to 16 degrees cooler now than we were just 24 hours ago. Then you add to that the winds really picking up momentum under a gale force wind warning until Friday, 10 o'clock in the morning. Now that means no matter what coast you're on throughout the entire Delmarva Peninsula, we're talking about 45 mile per hour winds near the water. And then the inland areas won't be short stopping at about 30 or so. Now you combine that with the cold that we're talking about, and that's a very uncomfortable combination. Friday, we're going to go beyond hard freeze. That's why I'm talking about Friday so much. And then we're going to go back to that same kind of cold Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday going into next week. The future feels the wind chill factor. It's going to feel like 9 degrees in some areas, 10 where the beaches are, 9 inland. Friday morning, 7:30 in the morning. That's why it's at the top of my bingo card, okay? The winds are not helping much because, today we had gusts up to 37 miles per hour, and the winds are going to continue to pour in for Friday morning, moving at about near 25 to 30 miles per hour. So the winds will continue to keep that cutting feeling in the air. Winds out of the west, temperatures near the 40-degree mark. That's that combination for Friday at all the beaches. So the beaches, even though proximity to the water sometimes makes things feel a little warmer, that's not happening this time around. Friday morning, 6 o'clock, 23, but remember, we just talked about that, feeling like 9 or 10, okay? Don't let the 20s fool you. And we go into the afternoon, and it'll be, in the 30s, feeling like the 20s. Then here comes the precipitation. Here's where the forecast gets a little squirrely to me. We're looking at widespread rain Saturday morning. And there's a slight chance in the forecast, and you could get a sprinkle or two of a flurry or two. Not really a sure bet. Even as I break it down into more detailed models, for example, across Saturday for Highway 13, and then along the coast, we're looking for Saturday, we're looking for rain again. But our chances of precipitation stays on the high side for Sunday. Now, the best chance to see a 1-inch amount of snow right in this area that we're showing you here, but it's not a sure bet because even as you take a look at that small sliver of snow with the latest run is pulling it out towards the water more so going into Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. That being said, here's a look at the extended forecast. Still going to watch out for a chance of snow on Sunday, and we'll update you on all of our radio partners just in case, just in case, Charlie, not a watch out for gloom and doom type of situation.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
UMES women's basketball just tipped off with Coppin State over on the Delmarva Sports Network about 20 minutes ago. But before you go watch the rest of the game, let me give you someone to keep an eye out for. If you pull up the season statistics for the Hawks, you'll see returning veterans Ashanti Lynch and Brianna Barnes towards the top of the chart. After all, those are the only two players averaging double-digit points. However, if you ask head coach Malika Willis, she'll tell you to keep sophomore guard Khalees Hill in mind.
Yeah, no, I've been saying for a while that she's the one. I mean, she's going to be in the game the majority of the time unless she is asking for a sub. And then, I'm looking at her like, you ready? So she's steady Eddie. Offensively, I mean, she's going to hit the shot. She's going to be wide open because, they're doubling a few other people are paying attention to Ashanti and Bree, and then they kick it out, and there she is, wide open or with a little float game, and she's doing great.
You can tune in to the last, let's call it 80% of Maryland Eastern Shore's battle with Coppin State over on the Delmarva Sports Network right now. That'll do it for sports, and hopefully we'll see you over there.
Well, it's kind of like that old Phil Collins song, Air and Night. We can feel it in the air already. We're at 28 degrees, actually, in Milford with the winds pouring out of the north. And we're going to get a little lower than that. Temperatures are going to fall into the mid-20s in Milford pretty quickly and expeditiously, at the very least. Let's brace for that cold tomorrow morning. The wind chill is going to drop really to near 9 degrees in some inland areas. Jenny of Lewis, congratulations. You're our umbrella giveaway winner, courtesy of Paul Davis Property Restoration Experts. Keep up with your forecast, and it's a good time to do that because of the cold and the slight chance of snow over the weekend. The number to call is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. We update it 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Sponsored by the law offices of Bruxted, Mandalis, and Federico. So we are expecting a very cold morning for Friday. It's going to get a little better on Saturday with a chance of rain. We're going to warm up just in time for that. Now that warm air may curtail our chances of snow, but the chance of snow will be primarily in the morning and early afternoon hours for Sunday. MLK Day, still a bit on the chilly side. We should dry out by then. And then Tuesday is my pick day for the absolute worst day, Charlie, to be outside.
I'm going to try not to be. Thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The NBC Nightly News is up next, and we will see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.